Hello, everybody, and welcome to the No Guts, No Galaxy podcast number 186. We are your hosts, Daeron and Phil. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2019.
Support for this podcast is brought to you by you, our patrons and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support the podcast, consider becoming a Twitch sub and or our patron supporter today or tomorrow or evening, wherever you are in the world. How you doing, Mama Bear?
Good. I was attempting, I don't know if you noticed with that intro, I seem to, in previous episodes, explode right at the beginning with very loud I tried to hold it back a little bit.
You're passionate.
Well, yeah. It's also my mic setup, but yeah. I am passionate. Welcome to No Guts, No Galaxy.
We need to get you an Audio Technica. That's what it is. Yeah, I didn't realize you were using the Yeti good. Still.
Still, man, after 8 years or so.
I know. Everyone's like, oh, yeah.
There's a lot of shit I can say about the Yeti. Obviously, I want to upgrade, but I can also say the thing has been a workhorse.
It has, right?
It served its purpose.
I know, because like you're an audiophile.
Mm-hmm. So I'm basically in hell right now as far as that goes. Yeah, I can't listen to our podcasts.
I'm staring at your face right now. It's just, what's up with that?
Is it beautiful? Don't say anything about my lopsided beard.
What? Now that you mention it.
Here, I'll get a dark website up.
Yeah, I was going to say, just close the browser.
There, I went to MWMercs.com. How's that?
Daeron the White has arrived, I know, right?
A little color in my face.
Oh my gosh, man.
Just a tiny bit.
But yeah, man, welcome. Another week. It seems like we just did this, but to be fair, It was Thursday. Cause
weeks go by quickly. You know, like we used to say the years go by quickly, which they certainly do still. We measured that by, MechCon to MechCon to MechCon. It was just ripping by super fast. But even these weeks, man, it's just like... I
remember, I think I listened to or watched and was talking about how as you get older, the reason why it seems that way is because you actually have time under your belt. And I forget the technical term, but it was like, as you're younger, it's basically about perspective. You don't have time as a perspective. So everything seems like it
feels like I was 20 yesterday, but when you're 20, it doesn't feel like you were 1 yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
but it's also, I think you cling to life more as you get older. You appreciate it more. When I was younger, dude, I felt like I was invincible. I did crazy shit. I'm surprised I'm alive. Honestly, there was at least a few times in my life where I probably should have died. And, where I was just totally, I felt like I was invincible. I did stupid shit. The older you get, the more you realize, oh, man, I want to live until I'm 70 or 80 or whatever.
Some people, not all people. Some people want to go out with just a bang, right? Like adrenaline junkies and stuff. I don't know, man.
Yep.
Like, there's been a few guys that I've met, and they're like,
like those,
like motorcycles, or and they're like, I know statistically it's gonna happen, but it's like, are you gonna stop? They're like, nope, just gonna.
Better to die young than fade away. Is the old saying.
Yeah, I don't know, but
or better to burn up bright, or I don't know.
I don't know. Getting too close to the sun, you start. I don't know.
All I know is I want to live and I want to enjoy my time. I appreciate life now more than I ever have before.
And there's cool shit
life.
Going on. That's what it is.
There's cool shit.
Right?
I want to see all the DLCs, man.
Right? All the tech coming out.
I want to finish Mandalorian.
Right? Oh, okay. We can't talk about that.
No, we're not getting into that yet.
But let's talk about that for a second, because Disney Plus came out yesterday. And literally, by the time I started up the stream, there's people already saying like, oh, had you watched it? I'm like, Jesus, like, no. People, I have not watched it.
You didn't watch it at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, I know, right? I can't. Yeah. Gosh, I wasn't in the future. How dare I?
No, we should be really careful talking about it. No spoilers.
Well, no, I don't know anything. So
you haven't watched it yet?
No, I don't even have the service yet. Because like I was telling people in my stream this morning, I was like, I have to line up time for me and then the wife. And like last night, she got home. So I had a workout class at 6, but I needed to do 3 miles before. So I'm at the gym at like 5:15, do my 3 miles, roll right into the class. It's 6:30 by the time I'm done. She's there. I do a cool off few laps. She doesn't go home till like 7 something, blah, blah, blah. We eat dinner. It's already 8:30. You got a shower, all that. I mean, it's like, then next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock. I'm reading my book and then I'm passing out. Like that's...
Throw a kid into the mix. So what we do is we put her to bed at around 7 o'clock. And then we usually around 11 get to spend about an hour or two together at the most. And that's the only way Rebecca and I get to spend any time together.
But as the famous
so that's when we watch everything.
Bill Burr said, you can just throw your kid on trumped up charges to bed, right?
Yeah.
Like, be like,
Yeah, but it's not just putting them to bed. They're not robots. They don't just shut off when you say go to bed. It sometimes takes an hour to get my kid in bed, man.
I can't.
But anyway, I did watch Mandalorian with my wife last night. We got Disney Plus. It's very easy to bite off $6.99 a month or whatever.
Oh, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing in the grand scheme. And I have to say Disney Plus comes with quite a lot of content, so it'll be good for my daughter as well. But I am going to say The Mandalorian is fucking awesome. Is it the best Star Wars I've ever seen in my entire life? No, but it's right up there at the top. It's really good. And in my opinion, it's worth doing $6.99 just to check it out and see if you like it. But I liked it. My wife liked it, and we're looking forward to the rest.
Let me ask, does it have all the Marvel, like Daredevil stuff that they had on Netflix? Is all that on there?
Pretty sure. I mean, honestly, we just got the service and watched Mandalorian. But in the menu, I did see like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I saw Avengers. So I know that there's some Marvel stuff, but I don't know if it's all there.
So chat's saying the Netflix shows aren't. Yeah, I figured that would probably be like a part
until
of the contract.
Netflix loses them, then Disney will get them. So right now it's part of a contract. Yeah, whatever Netflix. Ooh, look at I'm all blurry.
You got close to the camera there. Yep. Here.
Anyway, I think it'll change over the coming year or two as contracts finalize or end or whatever. But even right now, there's a shit ton of content on there.
Yeah.
And if you have kids, it's obviously
all the Disney movies, Lion King, stuff like that. Yeah.
I will say at the beginning, like the first half of maybe the first 20 minutes, I don't know, of Mandalorian, it's only 40 minutes long. So whatever, the first half, my wife's like, oh, we could totally let Micah watch this. And then the killing started. She's like, never mind.
Yeah. Well,
it's totally good though. Oh, also, cheers, man. Coffee.
Cheers. Owls today. No.
Yeah. That's what my eyes need to be like. Pretty soon, I'll be like this. But anyway, it was worth it. Good show.
Well, like I said, I think you have me sold. I think I was sold on anyways. I was like $6.99. Oh, yeah. That's like nothing. Like, okay.
Yeah. Even if you just use that to watch a few of them, like you said, Captain Marvel.
Well, and they have a deal for Hulu as well and ESPN. Yep. So like, if you watch basketball or whatever's like, it's $12.99. So I don't know how much Hulu is a month. It's probably worth it just to get the package deal.
There's different packages for Hulu. I have one right now that we got that's like $9 a month or something like that.
Okay.
There's a higher package with no commercials.
But then you could get Disney and it for.
Yeah. There are. So it's funny that these all these companies are doing package deals because
we just talked about that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like old school cable.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone. It was on Reddit and it was like, it had all the services and it was like, there's 8 of you. I'm not going to pick all of you. You guys need to sort your shit out, figure it out. And it's like, that.
But I think even like, I was talking to my wife about it too. And I know we talked about it in the last podcast. I know we have talked about it during our streams or whatever, but I was talking about it with my wife and I still think with all the services we get, we're paying less than we did with cable. So as much as it's like, oh, another service, I still think in the long run, we're paying less than we did before, and we can be a little bit more selective about what we want or don't want.
Sure. But
the main thing is when you sign up for all those fucking trials, make sure you cancel the trials before they bill.
But that's what's nice about like the Fire Stick, because if you subscribe, it's in your Amazon settings. You can go to.
Yeah, for sure.
It's super easy to cancel.
Yeah, we have the Fire Stick too. Love it.
Yeah. So, but going back to, I just had a point right before you said that.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I am the master at interrupting. I was talking to my wife about all the services, and they all add up to less than what we were paying before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was basically my thought process was, well, what internet companies, at least here, they've done too, especially with like finally starting to get some competition, is the value. So like if you're a regular Joe Schmo, you don't need high upload speeds or anything like that, and you're probably quite content. I mean, most download, I don't know, 200 megs, 400 megs, that you don't really give a crap. Like it's just numbers at that point in time. What's the like It
It's
is
like,
what it
how
is.
impatient are you to get your porn? Really, that's the question.
Well, I mean, it's like, and they always sort of promote their services like, oh, you got a full house of kids with all these devices.
Everybody's on their iPad or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, well, and your kids, gaming and stuff like that. Well, the kicker about some of that is it's like, how good is your hardware? How good is your router? Do you have a gigabyte router to handle? Anyways, blah blah blah. So I mean,
Yep.
I think the kicker about the cable companies is you're actually getting more now for your value than you were previously because they've lost so many customers. I mean, I think I just saw something about DirecTV has even lost even more and more. And it's just like, so, yeah, it's, yeah. And if you're streaming, right? Like if you're streaming, it's more important to you. But anyways, Disney Plus, I'm going to be checking it out. I'm sure the wife is totally down for it as well. And especially all the Star Wars stuff is on there, the Marvel stuff. Now, I am interested in knowing if they're going to do their own versions of those. Will they? Because they had to have the success they had of like Daredevil, Punisher, stuff they had with Netflix, because there was success there. There had to be.
In the beginning.
You know what sucks about Netflix too? I was listening to Joe about this. Netflix doesn't share any information with them. Like, they'll just be like, oh, yeah, it's been well received, but they don't give numbers.
Oh, yeah. It's not like if it's a popular movie, you can't compare it to other box office movies because there's
comedian,
no numbers.
And so, and the reason why I think they said doing it is so people can't negotiate or they won't know where their footing is for negotiation, right? And so, but like Daredevil and Punisher, like those did well. Like everybody talked about it that I knew. Everybody liked them. So it'll be interesting to see if they bring the same cast over. I know we were just talking about that last week's podcast. We just don't know, speculation, but yeah.
Who knows?
So I finished the first book.
Oh yeah, you did?
Yeah, man. I
find this hilarious.
I haven't read in a while. Like actually, read, and it's nice because I used to read all the time.
Is this Kindle or is this hard? A hard copy?
Oh yeah, hard copy. Yeah, no.
Nice.
She's got the second one. She's missing the third, and I think the seventh. So
we have the whole collection.
Yeah, she did too. Books. Yeah, she did too at one point in time. She's like, I don't know, and
I've literally gone through all these books 3 times, dude.
Yeah,
and the movie's 100.
Yeah, it's so funny because like the I guess the first book isn't as it's like 380 pages or 280 something.
Oh,
something
they
like
get
that.
Big, dude.
Well, that's what she was, and I was like, oh, it wasn't that much, and she's like, no, they get bigger. But it was like the last
The cool thing too is that the books remain good all the way till the end.
Yeah,
it's a good series.
And even knowing what I did because I've seen the movies, like it was still like a good read. I felt like
well, there's tons that happen in the books that don't happen in the movies, and so yeah, it is.
I felt like there was a part that was like the dragon when he has the dragon. Did they in the book they sneak through the castle and get up to a corridor, and then some witches get it and they bring it to Ron's brother Charlie, who's in Romania studying dragons. Is that in the movies? Anyways, I feel like it wasn't.
No, that wasn't. There was a dragon egg. You're talking about the egg that hatches.
Yeah, it hatches. Yeah, it hatches, and then
no, they didn't take it to his brother in the movie.
Okay. Did he get in? Did he get in trouble for it? Or I don't know. But
they didn't really make it a huge part of the movie.
Yeah,
and not that it was a huge part of the book. That's the thing. Every book to movie translation
it's got to cut
thing.
out. Yeah, sure. It's got to cut out useless. Does it add to
Yeah.
But
same with Game of Thrones. Same with Ready Player One. All these movie conversions that start off with a good novel. I always like the novel better. Always, because there's just more info. There's more character development. There's more background. There's more history. There's more everything, and that's what I like.
But some people don't like reading, so like in the case of Game of Thrones, maybe they that's all they watch, so they have no basis of what the books are, and so
I'll always take reading over movies and TV. Although I enjoy TV and movies, reading to me is my number one.
Have we talked about season 8 and the final
Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, dude. Look at I have read all the books twice. I've read the whole entire Game of Thrones book series twice. I've watched every season all the way up till the final season. And I got so tired of the TV show and the direction they were going in. And then when season 8 started and all the negative press started coming out and they were being lazy and leaving coffee cups in the shots and they weren't lighting properly, I'm like, fuck it, I'm done with this, because I just want to read the book. I want to read the book when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm done with the show. I didn't watch season 8 and I'm totally okay with
I
that.
think
my life is great still, and I didn't watch season 8.
I think, okay, so spoiler, I think the book's going to be better than the...
Fuck yeah, dude. All the books were better than the show.
Yeah.
I liked the show early on, but it really started diverging from the books, like really.
Sure. Yeah.
And which is okay.
Yeah.
But I just felt like the further they got into it, and I'm not even blaming Weiss and whatever his name is. I think they got tired. I think it was overwhelming.
But dude, you got to pass it on. If your heart's not into it,
yeah, I agree.
And it's not like HBO wasn't giving them money. They were throwing them money. Apparently, they were told they could actually take more time, and they passed that up. So here's the kicker. So you didn't watch it, but obviously you've read what's happened. And I think I've talked to you. I think it was offline. I don't think we've talked about this on a podcast yet. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about season 8 of Game of Thrones. If you don't want to hear it, now's the time. Earmuffs. All right. Dude, it was such a letdown. The Battle of Winterfell, I'm going to ask you one question. What is the one saying of Winter is coming, right? The entire premise of the books is winter is coming. This epic thing.
And then it was like all of a sudden winter just passed?
Dude,
what happened?
It was the most like, and I didn't understand it. So
it's like that John Travolta.
Oh my gosh, dude, they're at, okay. So they're at Winterfell, right? They get support from the south. Even Jaime shows up, right? And that pisses. Anyways, people show up to help. The Dothraki, so they've circled the entire castle with a moat with like fire, firewood, because light or fire and the undead or whatever. Well, the Dothraki and the Unsullied line up outside. The Dothraki charge out to blackness and then all get massacred. Why? Why would you do that? It made no sense. Like, and in the previous planning of scenes, they were like, we need to hold him as long as possible, blah, 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 blah. It literally, to me,
ran out of money, ran out of time.
It wasn't it wasn't money or
passion.
time. Like, I think that, and that's what really upset like me and a lot of people was, it was how, like, why would you do that? And then, Arya killing the dude and stuff like that. It was so anticlimactic, Daeron. It was so.
What bothered me more was Arya having sex.
That I didn't really care. My point being is like the entire thing was like this. The entire point of the movie.
That's why I didn't watch the final season, man.
I was okay. It would have been okay for me if like the battle would have been so bad, and they had to retreat and go south, and the battle landed on like King's Landing, and shit was going down, and it went like, that's what I was expecting, or something. Like they had to go to the Iron Isles or something, or
the what sucks, dude, is like there was all these for years, but even right towards the end especially, there was all these fan theories and ideas of where it could go, and most of those were better than the professional paid writers. The fans came up with so much better ideas and theories, and I wanted to see some of those happen. And it made they
just
blew it.
It was just weird because, like I said, the Dothraki, it didn't make any sense, and it looked very bleak. And then she kills him, and then poof, it's over. And then maybe you could argue that the underlying winter is coming. They built it up as far as in the novels. He built it up. Maybe the underlying really theme is that it's the same thing. Human nature doesn't change, and humans are you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the real threat. Because when all this is going on, Cersei's manipulating things down south and all that, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't like what happened to Daenerys. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy that she was losing her mind. Like, she's,
I don't know. It runs in the family, man.
Well, she's hovering. Like, I wanted to see I agree with gradual slip from humanity and reality, and Yeah, you could argue, well, she burned an entire city. Yeah, but it was like she was on her dragon, and just this one moment she was cool, and then next she wasn't, and then she burns the entire city. Yeah, the city in destruction was horrific, like in as far as scale and what was going on. But I didn't buy the transformation of her losing it. I just didn't do it. And then her speech at the end of like, we're going to take this around the world. Like, I just didn't buy it. It was like, it
was bad writing, dude.
It was. Now, granted,
winter might be coming, but summer's right around the corner. That's what we say here in Port Townsend.
Is that what you can say? I don't know, man. I enjoyed it though. Here's the kicker. I'm saying all this like stuff. I still enjoyed the entire series. I enjoyed season 8. I just felt let down about it. It was like, that's not, you built this.
It didn't stay up to
the hype. And if, God forbid, if there was
the quality level,
any truth to like, they had time, they could have taken more time, they had money. I don't know. I just feel like it was probably bad. And the kicker about all that is because like George R. R. Martin, I'm sure was in the loop on all of it, but I'm sure he didn't have any creative control over it, especially once they started diverging. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. And what's tough about that series is like, he even explained, I think it was in book. He created more books than he originally thought, because he was like, if I only do, I think it was like the 4th book or whatever. He was like, if I only do book 4, then you're only going to get like a few chapters with your characters and that's it. Cause there's so many people, and, anyways, I was let down. Now that I know it's been a minute since Game of Thrones season 8 came out, but I just feel like I needed to talk to you and let that off my chest. I was just...
I'm here for you, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the book coming out, and hopefully that will complete the epic saga for me.
But I'm going to need to reread from the start because I haven't read them for years.
I know.
Right, but... Which is
and
funny
because the books have so many more details and different storylines going on that don't happen in the show.
Yeah. So...
But anyway, Mandalorian, you should watch it. I hope you watch it soon.
All right.
I'd like to hear your feedback on it next week. Yeah,
nothing crazy. Obviously we had Veterans Day this past weekend. So again, retroactively, if we have any vets out there, thank you guys for your service.
Thank you for your service.
We appreciate what you guys have done and sacrifice, and hopefully you got some free food out there maybe.
My daughter was doing a project for school, basically recognizing everybody in her family that has served in the military, and we have a lot more than I originally thought.
Goes back.
So
everybody
goes way
does.
back. Yep.
Like, I don't know any family, anybody that doesn't have someone that's been on the military.
Typically like World War II in Nam or whatever.
Yeah. I had multiple cousins, and then also uncles, and then grandparents.
Yep.
And so. Yeah, man. It was one of those things where a little bit disappointed in that series. I know it's funny because, like I mentioned, I'm just now reading Harry Potter, and everybody's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Well,
welcome to the party."
A little late, but it's better than late than never, right?
It is. It is.
So,
good writing is good writing, and you'll enjoy it whenever you read it.
Is the stream working? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's working for me.
I am getting drop frames, guys. I've been having issues with my ISP, man. This has been going on for a week. Yeah, like I'm at 7.2% drop frames right now. I don't think it matters as much when we're doing something like this, but I apologize. If someone's let people know if they don't not seeing the stream, just to hit F5, refresh, let them know. Yeah, man, I've been playing some Call of Duty. I mentioned this. Some people... I was streaming with Cyclone was joining me, Sev, Monday, and I've been enjoying it. Like, I know I'd asked you if you were going to get it, and it looked really good coming into as far as it launching. I didn't get to play the beta or whatever, but I saw like a lot of the big streamers playing it. And you know what I will say about the game is that it's exactly what it is. Like, it doesn't, like... The grind is still there. It's actually even more now, because now they have like, it goes down to the individual weapon, and it might have been there in like the Black Ops stuff as well. I'm not sure. I haven't played some Modern Warfare 2, and but like like you have to unlock reticle to get reticle colors in different reticles. You have to unlock and grind, which is like, I get it.
Here, I've always had an issue. So this is one thing that irritates me with those shooter games. And, you know, I like them. Probably not COD because it's just way too fast paced for me as I'm getting older. But I've always had a problem with shooter games where the more you play, you upgrade your weapons to be better.
Yes.
Cosmetic stuff, I don't give a shit about. But if it's improving the weapons, then the problem with that is the people that have, it's not good for new players. Like whenever I come into a game like that, I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of here immediately almost, because you have people that have been playing for months, years, whatever the game is, and have all the best shit. And here I come in as a noob who has a hard time with these games anyway, and I get the worst weapons. You know, like it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. It's ass backwards. I know.
Like
to me, it's ass backwards.
Even Battlefield.
I know, dude, and I've always hated that mechanic. I've always hated it.
I think
it doesn't. It's like it's shooting yourself in the foot as far as growth and inviting new people into the game.
But that's a part of the mentality, the grind, which is, and also sort of like the gotta have them all, gotta catch them all Pokemon thing, right? The collector, and you're really bad.
But I don't give a shit about, again, as long as it's cosmetic, collector, whatever, I don't care.
One thing I will say about like this is they have like, let's just say the MP5 or whatever, like the stock MP5, it has this like bar of like accuracy, movement speed to bring it up, all these stats, right? And so when you only are allowed X amount of modifications mods that you can put on, but each one adds to something and then detracts from something. So like if you wanted bring something up to your, you know, on movement really quick, the actual bring it up to your eye and you know, have ADSing down the sights or whatever, you can make it so it's really super quick, but then you'll lose like maybe range or so forth. And so there is some balance there, and I like that. But the one thing that I noticed right off the bat too is, you're right. You hop in, or maybe you level up. Like I think I've ran into this issue is I've played a lot of the AR platform, so I've already leveled up. So the matchmaker is putting me against, you know, decent other people, but I haven't played the other roles. So when I switch to the other roles, I'm working with stock weapons, like going up against like these really, you know, like, yeah. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. They do have like a Battlefield type game mode going on. Yeah. But the one thing that I think is lacking in all that, they don't have a medic. They don't have a corpsman. They don't have anything like that. So there's like healing. And then one of the things that we were talking about and Sev was sort of annoyed with is, and I get this, but I think this is across the board in almost all games that have any type of player versus player. And we run into this with even MWO, which is the KD. Like, I'm going to sit in a corner and hide and get a, you know, I'm not going to worry about the game mode. I'm going to sit outside the whatever the objective is.
Playing like a bitch. That's what I hear people say.
Or just, you know, like camping
sit on this
and
roof
stuff.
And play like a bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is like, and I always argue, well, then the game has to cater towards.
I don't fault people for doing anything. Look, number one, like there's this whole, I mean, it depends on what perspective you're coming from, right? But there's this whole realism movement of people who want their military games to be realistic.
Go play squad.
Yeah, but then when it comes down to it, they don't really. Yeah. Because in war, you're not going to be charging forward going, because you don't want to die, right?
It's a fallacy. It's a dream. It's
we're not at the end of the day, Rambo.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's like you've talked about. You want to feel godlike at some point in time, right? That's the kill streaks and stuff like that.
Everybody wants to have the kill streaks,
right? And so,
but everybody can't, right?
And everybody wants to be better than the other person. And I don't know, like I guess it's different culture. Just because I was asking questions like, does that really matter? And he was like, yeah, you should see the community. Like as soon as they mess or have thought about messing with anything that has to do with like kill streaks or like KD, the community goes crazy. And then I'm like, well, it is what it is then. When I bought COD, two weeks ago or whatever, I knew that I wasn't going to be playing it intensely competitively like that, but I like shooters. And then I was also saying, well, what else have we seen on the shooter genre? That's why I think Battle Royale was the biggest like change to shooters that we've seen, because it is different, and no one has came up with a new shooter. Battlefield hasn't came up, COD, Splinter Cell, the type of shooter, it's all the same, so it's like that is the first time I think like the mechanic really has changed, whether good or bad or indifferent, whether it's Fortnite or PlayerUnknown or Apex or whatever. I just have accepted like it is what it is. Like I'm not looking for COD to be a game changer to it, and it looks great. It runs great on my system. It sounds good. Oh my God, the sounds are amazing. I do need to bug you about that. I think I need a mixer because I need my in-game volume to be at 100%, but I have to turn my in-game volume to 50% because if I don't, it blows out everybody who's listening. And so I need something to do that where I can adjust the individual to me and then to the stream, because that game you can hear people, and if you turn it down, then I'm at a disadvantage and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So like I need that, and then plus you want to be able to Mech 5 giant stompy robots and all that stuff coming out, and yeah, but Call of Duty, it's been fun. It's sort of a blast from the past, but I will say it's crazy because like you'll have like the A10s come in and it's just like wah, wah, and just explosions going on. It's just chaos, but it's fast paced. If you don't like, literally like, what's different too is like I always played the hardcore servers back in the day. I know hardcore now is pretty much one shot you're dead, but like you die so quickly in this new one, you don't really have a whole lot of health. Like, so it's like, I don't think there's a huge difference. There might be, I still need to play the hardcore modes, but, and also they have crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're playing PS4 and Xbox. And
so when you're
PC.
Playing those people, do they have aim assist?
I don't know.
Because I was watching Apostle play Red Dead last night, and he's playing with a controller, and he has aim assist on PC. I play mouse and keyboard. I don't have aim assist. I've always wondered how people deal with that cross-platform thing, if there's aim assist versus not aim assist.
Well, I'm sure someone was asking about that on my chat, and I was like, I'm sure if you play enough, like I have one here right on my desk. I have it for, I was playing Rocket League, and you want to play, at least, apparently there are people that play with mouse and keyboard, but if you play with something long enough, you're going to be really good at it. Like as far as like precision, I know we're pretty precise with the mouse and keyboard. I know.
I'm not.
But
I look at people with aim assist, and it feels like cheating to me. And then the only aim assist I've ever seen with a mouse and keyboard is somebody like Shroud, who's just he's built in aim assist because he's so good.
I don't know. I don't know if it makes a difference if you have someone that plays professionally at something with the
I don't know
controller or not.
Interesting topic.
I mean, I would assume mouse and keyboard is still the dominant, as far as out there, right? Just for those precision shots and stuff like that. But I don't know. But it's cool that there's cross-platform. It is what it is. Anyways, also I want to do
I've been playing Red Dead. That's my game.
Yeah. So what is
until Mech 5?
What is Red Dead about? I've never played any of the games. I've never watched any videos. I'm completely blank here.
It's GTA in the Wild West.
Okay.
It's pretty. It's really. It is.
It's a sandbox.
It's Rockstar, and they do what they do. It's a good story. I've played mostly the single player campaign and a little bit of online, which is the multiplayer or whatever. But mostly it's just they build big, beautiful maps, beautiful scenery, very detailed, very immersive, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I've been waiting patiently for a year. I've basically been ignoring everybody talking about Red Dead for a year.
So does it have is it one of those where it has an overarching story, or is it one of those where you define your own story and you can do these subquests and all that? Like
both, yeah. So it has an overarching story, but you can do tons of side shit. I do all the side stuff, so it's taking me a long time to get through the story campaign. But then online is, you know, if you've watched Summit doing GTA, you know, role play and shit like that, um, you know, that's totally gonna. So Red Dead role play is gonna be huge, also.
What else have they made, that developer?
Rockstar, just GTA
Okay,
and
so,
Red Dead.
okay.
I mean, maybe they have something else out there from way back, but these are, you know, two solid
Why do you find
properties for
those?
them.
And it's all PvE. It's not PvP. I'm assuming
No, it's both.
both.
Yeah, in fact, Red Dead has their own version of Battle Royale as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I
Why do
personally,
you enjoy it?
well, I love the Wild West. I love history. When I was an antique dealer, a lot of the stuff that I liked was from the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s, or whatever. I love old antique guns. I just love history, and so to me, it's very immersive. I loved all the spaghetti westerns and all the westerns. I'm a huge western fan. I like cowboy hats. Uh, so for me, it's just stuff I grew up on, stuff I've loved. I used to read a lot of western novels. What's that one
You grew up with John
author's name?
Wayne and
Yeah, just
Clint
all that
Eastwood
shit.
and
Yeah, so I love the Wild West and love jumping up on a horse, and like what I'm really into is hunting and trading and stuff like that. You can pretty much play the game however you want. You can do hunting and trading. You can do fishing. You can do bounty hunting. You can do, um, just a bunch of different things. You can kind of take it in the direction you want. And I could imagine myself being an old prospector or
so
a trapper.
there's a game coming up that I'm interested to hear your take on then. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, can you guess what it is? It's a game that basically is, I'll give you one.
Give me a hint.
Oh, I can't.
The new one that just came out that everybody's
No,
crazy
no,
for?
it's not. It's not out yet. It'll be out in 2020, I think. It hasn't
Oh,
released
okay.
yet. But Cyberpunk,
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be all over.
because that
Are
sounds.
you kidding me?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
exactly
Well,
like.
number one, again, I oftentimes I go with a developer. Like so, Rockstar, they do a great job with GTA. They do a great job with Red Dead. Love both those games. Witcher, dude, I played the shit out of
I haven't
Witcher
played
3.
Witcher.
Witcher
Would I
3
like it?
is even, yes, it's even worth getting now. It's a good game. You will put hundreds of hours into it. It is totally immersive. It is beautiful. It plays well. It feels good. It's one of the best open world, but also story driven games out there. Witcher 3 is phenomenal. So when you take that same mentality, that same studio, that same basic idea of a game, and which is what Cyberpunk's going to be, absolutely, I can't wait for that game.
Now, okay, so you're not the only person that said I need to play Witcher. Should I play the first Witcher or like Witcher 3?
No, just start 3. I started with 3. I did go back and kind of get a little bit of the story and what happened in 1 and 2, but that's way too much time. And Witcher 3 really is the best,
What do you
in
think?
my opinion.
What do you think
as
of
far as
the
technology.
Netflix series coming out with Harry Cavill?
Yeah, I think they did a good job. First, I was a little like, yeah, I'll see. But the more I'm seeing the trailers and the teasers and stuff like that, they pretty much nailed him. Henry Cavill's doing a good job as The Witcher, and yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that series as well.
That's
But yeah, dude,
interesting.
I would absolutely say to you, get Witcher 3. I'm sure you can get it cheap now, and you will not regret it. It is a good game.
Yeah. Did you see? Are you a Diablo fan at all? No.
Remember, dude? Remember Diablo's a game where Display and UC talked me into playing it for 72
Oh my
hours when it came
God.
out.
That was
That was
3?
Diablo 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. The crack.
no,
I remember.
no, I hated it.
Yeah.
I was never a Diablo fan, and
Did you
they said
did you play 1 and 2?
no.
No.
So I didn't care about it. I didn't, they're like, oh, it's the best, and there's this whole thing about the auction house and making real life money, and let's set aside 72 hours and play it for 72 hours straight. We're going to earn a bunch of money. And
I
for
forgot
some
that's what
reason, I
that game
said
was.
yes to those two fools. And I played that game for 72 hours straight. and all it did was cement my dislike of that game. I do not like that game.
Man, all right.
So
Well,
I have nothing about that Diablo 4 trailer means anything to me. Good for you. Enjoy it. I hope you play the shit out. Not talking to you. Whoever likes it, play the shit out of it. I don't care. I hate it. Click, 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 click,
it's
click,
like
click.
it's like Path of
Fuck
Exile
that,
and stuff
man.
like that, right? I don't know though. Like a part of me, like I
Bling, bling, bling.
Yeah.
That's what they like. They like all the loot and shit. But to me, all you're doing is just click, click, click,
well,
click,
you know
click,
what's
click.
funny is when I go to Twitch and I go to like I'm like okay, I want to like I hopped in Path of Exile not too long ago and started a new character, and so I was like, oh, okay, let me just go watch a few Twitch streamers. They literally are running around and it's like auto cast and they just destroy everything. Like everything, like they're just walking around, just it's everything's and there's I'm like, it's a power, it's again, I think it goes back to just this,
Dude, here's
like
what it is.
and it's almost pointless at that point in time.
Here's what it is. So there's these rats that they hook up. They open their brains and they hook up these electrodes to these rats, and they make it so that every time the rat presses this button, it like gets him off sexually because of the currents going to its brain.
Where are you going with this?
And so the rats will just sit there and press on it and press on it and press on it and press on it. And I feel like these games are the same fucking thing. People are just like, yeah, more points, more diamonds, more gold, more blah, blah, blah. There's no fucking, that's all they're doing. They're doing, can you hear my mouse button? That's all they're fucking doing.
So it's superficial though. And that's what I run into is like, well, then what happens when you get to the point, well, I can get this X armor or this, but then what? And then after that,
then you're going for the next one. And then you're going for the next one. And then you're going for the next one. What I love is games like Witcher, games like Red Dead Redemption. Look at, dude, when I stand on a fucking mountain and I see tons of land in front of me in these games, just all the way till another mountain range, and there's all this shit down there in front of me, I can go there. I can go anywhere I can see for miles. I can walk over and gather some plants. I can kill some animals. I can fucking go in any direction I want to and do anything I want. I can take as much time as I want. I can get totally immersed in the story. That's a fucking video game to me. Not, like, fuck that shit. Anyway, I'm not taking away from people that enjoy that. If you enjoy anything, great, enjoy it. That's just not my stuff.
But Darren's not going to be there to support you.
I'm not going to be there doing it with you. No more 72 hours of Diablo for me. Fuck that.
Did you play any of the old like Command and Conquer or like Warcraft or any of those? They're
old
being
school,
remastered.
the first ones, Yeah.
Yeah, they're being remastered. Like they were actually just streaming the I guess select few streamers were doing the Warcraft 3 remake and stuff like that. So I remember I played the campaign of that, and I never liked playing RTSs online because I suck at it. So like
I get stressed out. I love those games and I want to succeed at them, but the ones that are real time, unless they have pause, I just get fucking stressed out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I see one issue. Okay, I got to take care of that. And then I see another issue. Oh shit, I got to take care of that one, and then I got to take care of that. And then the more they build up, fuck it. I have to just sign off because I can't. I can deal with one or two little fires at a time, but as soon as it gets backlogged, my brain shuts down. Gotcha. And that's the thing. Like, I'm the type of person also, when I play games, I like everything to be perfect. I don't mess up my situation too much, because then I just fucking throw my hands up in the air and go, fuck this shit. Like, I'm meticulous about, like, I like to keep things, I don't know. It's,
you like story OCD and context. Stuff. Whereas like an RTS or something like that, where it's just, there's stuff going on all over the battlefield. You have to micromanage. I try and
play FTL and these types of games, which I think are awesome games. But the harder ones frustrate the hell out of me because I'm not as good at them. That's why I did enjoy battletech, because it was turn-based.
Gotcha.
And I can handle that more. I can think about what I'm doing. Yeah. I like to be able to think and go, okay, I'm making the right decision. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. It's not just chaos.
I'm older, and I understand that.
That's why, like, when someone tries to push me on Warframe, I'm like, I don't mind fast stuff, but I'm like, it looks like space ninjas flying around, like literally flying around.
Well,
like,
I think aesthetically, I'm just not into the look of it, so it was never appealing to me. I don't like the art design, just not my thing.
Just not.
I think it's probably a great game because tons of people have loved it.
It's got space
but
battles now. And
if I can't get into the look of a game, it's unlikely that I'm going to get into the game because I have to enjoy what I'm seeing.
you know who I'm jealous of? Father Bill, because he plays Elite Dangerous,
dude.
And which
by the way, I have a shit ton of money in that game.
Shout out to Father Bill. He's got. Have you seen him recently?
No.
On his VR, he's got the Cybran like visor thing going across. Yeah, it's Cylons. So cool. Or Cylon, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was watching for the past few days, and he and the immersion factor he's got, because he's like, he looks over here, and where he looks, the menus pop open, and he's doing voice command for actions, and he's doing it, and I'm just like, that is freaking cool. Like, and what's weird is like I bought that, like I bought into the beta, and it was years ago. I want to say like.
Well, 14? do you like those games in theory?
I don't know.
Space games, flying games. Because I'll tell you, if you haven't played the game, it is a good game. Like I remember, like I said, I
remember I got in the beta and my buddy, Dr. Demos, but.
Yeah, I played over 300 hours. So
oh my gosh.
It's a good game. I think Elite Dangerous. Now, keep in mind, I played the original Elite in 1984.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Are you a space trucker? Is that
I do a little bit of everything. I do space trucking, I do mining, I do bounty hunting. I do a little bit of everything, just so I don't get bored. But there's a lot of stuff you can get out of your spaceship on planets, on planets and moons, and you can go around in a little vehicle. You can mine shit. It's a good game. It's not just mining either. If you like combat, tons of combat.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, and I like that game, and I'm looking forward to
Star Citizen.
Yeah, Star Citizen as well. I'm not going to fucking touch it until the game's done.
When is that going to be? 2030?
Who knows?
2035?
I have no idea, but when it is done, it's looking nice. People that try and play it now are just fools, in my opinion.
We may actually have spaceships by the time that comes out. I know.
We're going to have better spaceships in real life than it will be in that game.
I know. I've watched Logan play, and like I said, and I guess I had a misconception about the game, because I was like, I think if you have to crew a spaceship with like 18 or 20 people, good luck doing that, getting everybody organized. But apparently NPCs will do that too. So
yeah, I was like, and there will be units or guilds or whatever where they can fucking do that. And there's so many people that have bought into that game, thousands of dollars individually, to buy those big ships that need big crews. But again. And there's some people that are having fun with it, and good, more power to them. But to me, all that's happening right now is it's just a bunch of testing. It's years and years of testing. Fine, everybody can be out there testing it for me. But if I were you and you already own Elite Dangerous is much more of a game right now.
Well, they went at it at a different approach. They went at it as a more bare bones product.
Open-ended, make your own game.
Yeah, their scope wasn't as large and ambitious.
Nope.
So that allowed them to get in and then grow it from there. It's sort of like Warframe. Again, watching it from the outside, they've taken a game that was pretty, and they've developed it over the years. I know it's two different strategies, right? I mean, it's basically saying, Star Citizen, is it a playable product?
And for some people it is, and some people it's not.
Yeah, and then at what time is that? And I think that goes back. I think that goes back to like us as gamers. Are we okay with that? Are you like if you have to know yourself pretty well, I think, right? To be able to, like, because it's the internet, of course we know, but if you struggle with the notion that game is not going to be to where you may not think it's complete, or it may not even be anywhere for maybe potentially years or to come, if you can't mentally accept that and or are okay with that, then I feel like what you're doing is the smart thing, which is like, hey, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the way I am. If I were playing Star Citizen right now, I'd be eternally frustrated. So I'm saving myself that frustration, letting everybody else do the testing and whatever. I think if they launch some finished final product a year from now, 2 years from now, or whatever, I think it has potential to be amazing, and I will be there, but I'm not going to be there until then.
So what is the right strategy then? Like in that case, do you think they're doing the right thing? Because I know there's a lot of people that have like lost
what
faith
defines the right thing? There's a good chance that Star Citizen, I'm pretty sure, has earned more money than Elite Dangerous. I don't know. So what is success?
Well,
right?
okay, so success is Elite Dangerous has a game that you can play right now in entirety, whereas Star Citizen isn't. So when you say it's made more money for the developers, okay, but the product isn't out there yet, right? So
from a player's perspective, I don't know. Again, it's divided. You've got people out there who are right now, if you went to Twitch and looked, there's people that are streaming Star Citizen and loving it.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's a slip. I don't know. I don't envy. Anyways, very ambitious though. I feel like, and I didn't play the original game. What was before Star Citizen? Chris Roberts did the spaceship game.
Yeah, the whole series, Privateer and I can't remember the name of the franchise.
Wing Commander.
Yeah, Wing Commander.
Thank you, chat.
I played all those back in the day. I played every single one that came out.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of Roberts. I'm a fan of his vision, but again, I can't do what other people are doing right now.
And then plus too, like I think some people with that, they put money up, like they put a lot of money up front, and I don't think we're mentally established to be able to say, I'm not going to receive a return on that money for years. Like, I don't think...
I dropped 40 on Star Citizen when it came out.
Well, that's fine. But did you drop 4,000?
No.
40,000. Like, there's people that have, though.
I know some of them. No. And I've even considered upgrading to like a $120 package, but I realized, you know what? No, I'm just going to hold off.
Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's look, I feel like they will probably get a full release game. I feel like it's probably a year or 2 or 3 out or whatever. But I've been burned on too many. There was like a year or two where I started buying into projects early. So I would get early access for $100 or $200 to games, and I really quickly realized that's a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anymore.
Well, from a financial perspective too.
From a financial perspective, look, if I had a shit ton of money, I would do it, and I don't care. But having a budget and can't buy everything, these days it's way too easy to find out if a game is going to be something you enjoy or not. From watching people play it on Twitch when it comes out to watching YouTube videos, I can pretty easily determine, am I going to like this game or not? And so I feel like it's a good time to be a buyer. You can wait for the game to come out. You can get all the info you need from the people that you trust, the sources you trust, and then you can determine whether you want to buy it or not. Back in the day, a few years ago, 5 years ago, I was just fucking throwing money at everything, and I regretted probably 90% of that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like it's a weird position to be in from a developer standpoint in that case. It's like, yeah, so I don't know how we got on. Giving Father Bill a shout out. You should go check out.
Shout out to Father Bill.
It's
here to you, Phil. I will say you should check out Elite Dangerous if you get the time, and you should check out Witcher 3 if you get the time, and if you get even more time, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
they're good games, man, and it's all three of those games are games that you will get your money's worth. You will put in 100 hours at least, if not significantly more, on all those games.
Yeah.
They have tons of content. You will not get bored.
That's the thing, is like, I don't know if I have that time.
Yeah. No, that's like, it's a good
even
point.
Even if like, okay, let's be realistic. Let's be very realistic. Then sort of taps into our sort of what we normally cover. Mech 5. The demo's 13 days out.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The game is less than 30 days out. So, like, when that goes out, what time? Like, that's what I'm gonna be. Right? That's what I'm gonna be playing.
Who has spare time? Not us.
So
So right now, so get Witcher 3 right now and play the
just
shit out of it
play the shit out of it
until Mech 5
oh my
comes out.
gosh, I just don't even. Yeah, so yeah,
Yep.
I'm super pumped, but I'm super bummed because, like I said, the demo comes out on the 26th, and then I go on vacation on the 27th.
I know,
So
perfect timing.
everybody's gonna be
I'll tell you
playing it.
all about it when you get
Thanks,
back.
man. I'll be like, I'll
You're
up
gonna be
in-
watching the NGNG streams while you're gone.
I am. I'm gonna be just like sitting there up in Ohio, cold.
Don't worry, guys. I will be playing it with you for
cold
sure.
and yeah.
Assuming my computer works.
Yeah, and so we've got you'll be good. We had Master Challenge yesterday. Had a great time.
Masters Challenge has been really fun. I've been super enjoying that.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we decided to bring that back to life, we had no idea what the reception was going to be. But I feel like it's just getting busier and busier. We're getting more and more people.
More people. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun bringing that back. And yeah, we're having great Tuesdays. Lots of people competing. In fact, this last yesterday, we went straight through the entire almost 3 hours and had never had anybody repeat as far as competing against you, which was awesome. We had tons of people. Yeah, just a good time. And, I've been loving that.
Zabloni, you know what you did? Just remember that.
Zabloni. What the fuck?
And Psycho Cop. I'm watching you.
Zabloni.
Zabloni. No, his name's Zabloni.
Baloney.
Because he's baloney.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
Anyway, it's been good. We hope you guys keep joining us every Tuesday.
Yeah, and if you guys have other ideas, feel free to pop up. I mean, like, unfortunately, I've tried to make Mech Commander work because I thought that would be an awesome stream day, like doing a Mech Commander playthrough. I can't even get Mech Commander 2 to work. Nope, doesn't like this graphics card. I can play the original, but I can't. There's something messed up. Anyways, so it's a sad day. It's a sad day. When I upgrade, I used to be able to play it fine on Windows 7. Upgraded to Windows 10 years ago, and it's just the issues have been like nonstop. So there's that. We've got November 21st. You know what's been really nice is they've been HBS, Paradox, whoever has been putting out little blurbs about the new mechs coming out, the Marauder, the Warhammer. I'm really intrigued, Daeron, to see where this attribute sort of quirk system. It looks like they're doing sort of quirks like the tabletop, sort of like what we have in MWO, but instead of like on a larger scale, it's almost like, for instance, it looks like, this mech gets a bonus radius to defensive systems and around itself, or hey,
like the Raven.
Yeah, other stuff like it gets like a bonus, like the Marauder. They've been letting out little blurbs about it, and that's one of the things that I feel like the game struggled with is like, why would you take a dragon, when you could take something else that had more firepower, and firepower was king, right? Like the movement speed was cool about the dragon, but it didn't have any punch. Well, then as they start doing these little things like this, that's what I'm intrigued about. I'm also intrigued to see if they've retroactively gone back to the other mechs, and it's not just this thing that they're introducing with just the new mechs coming. And I feel like if they do that, they potentially have something really cool, like Juggernaut. They could do like Juggernaut, where like the Atlas is like, I don't know, like a 10% reduction to whatever. Or something like that to incoming firepower or short range weapons or long range weapons or whatever. They can make it really unique to where they have, it's like making, it's okay. So chat's saying not retroactive yet. Anyways, it's like giving them sort of like RPG MMO attributes. And I feel like that's a good thing that the genre could use, especially in the turn-based, because again, what's the point of one mech when you can take this other one that in like the current mechanics? Also, too, I'm intrigued about what they're going to do with that. Again, November 21st, we are 8 days away from that. So,
you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm sorry, going back to Mech 5, because I was just thinking about Battletech. What I really enjoyed about Battletech, up to a certain point, because then it got too easy, was my mercenary unit. I love, and this goes back to even Battletech Solaris, multiplayer Battletech Solaris on AOL. I was our unit leader, so I dispersed our mech, the mechs that we had amongst my unit. I don't remember exactly the logistics of how that all worked in that game because that was too long ago. But I was the one that we had our collection, our stable of mechs, and I divvied them out to our unit who could use what or whatever, and built that unit up. And that's what I liked about BattleTech. I liked it when especially early on in the campaign.
Grassroots.
Yeah, when you're starting off with mechs that maybe aren't your ideal and you're having to really struggle, and then you get a new mech and you're like, yes, I get to improve my unit. That's what I really like about the BattleTech and Mechwarrior franchise. I've always loved mercenary units, from the novels to the games, everything. And so that's what I'm really looking forward to as far as the storyline goes with Mech 5 is struggling and those early days, building up your mech stable and just appreciating every little victory you get and the new equipment you get. What happened with BattleTech is, eventually I fucking had a bunch of atlases and king crabs and nothing was hard anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets boring. Honestly, it's funny because you're striving for this thing. I remember when I first got my first atlas, I'm like, yes, if I could just get another one. But then what you kind of know, but you kind of put out of your head is, well, if you get 4 of those things, though, you're only ruining the game for yourself, but I still do it.
Yeah.
But I hope the struggle lasts for a long time.
So I think there's mods that actually add a little bit to that. And what I mean by that is like it adds a financial burden to maintenance costs, but also deploying. It adds and this is where I feel like the gameplay, where like maybe if you take all assaults, you can be kited out. But the problem with what we were discovering is you could just take SRM6s, AC-20s, and the maps were so small, it was like having long range weapons anyways, and you could just power through stuff. But like there was only like the campaign of the Regan Reach, like that one mission where I forgot how many it is. It's not far in the campaign, but you take it and there's a convoy leaving. And if you don't have a fast mech, the convoy escapes. And luckily I had a quick draw, so I was able to get it, but it put me way out of my comfort zone because then I had to chase it with this and then my stuff. To me, well designed, because basically if you go
go ahead.
I was going to say you go super, super heavy or whatever, super slow, you're going to be able to get those things. But I feel like the dynamic play of afterwards, and that's really what I feel like sort of lacking, the lack of different types of units, infantry, or even like already being called on you during the campaign. That's cool. Why don't we have that during the flashpoints and the regular missions, or like stuff that happens dynamic, smoke being popped and like obscuring the battlefield? There's fires and stuff that can happen in mods and stuff. A lot of that stuff to me, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cool stuff in Rogue Tech, and there was stuff that I didn't necessarily like. But with Rogue Tech too, what I liked was like the initiative system that they used, where lights didn't just become obsolete to where you could then continue to use them to kite and go up against. So there was a lot of cool stuff. The rework of the skill system, like Bulwark, just became, that's what you would just always take, right? Well, in the revamped skill system that they had, I could see why they did it, because it wasn't like one clear-cut way to go about things. But
yeah, I agree with.
Well, we're talking about
JC.
We're talking about two different things, right? We're talking about campaign. I felt like the campaign, the reason it felt like that was because the game wasn't originally designed to have a campaign in the first place. They went and then they had to, well, there's no way to enforce not going around and getting all these things unless you put a time constraint, like, hey, you have to be at this planet at said point in time.
But I kind of agree with his comment in general as far as all games go. I feel like late game balance is an issue because that happens in every game. Literally, like even Red Dead Redemption 2. I can already see, because right now I'm trying to get all the guns. You see, you work really hard to make some bucks, and you upgrade your equipment, you upgrade your camp, you upgrade your guns. But I can see once I get every gun and I have the best horse and I fully upgraded my camp. Can you lose those
items though in Red Dead?
I think I don't know online very well, So in the story mode, once you have a gun, you always have the gun or whatever.
But that's where I feel like in BattleTech they could, and it does happen. And again,
I just think late game balance is difficult because
Yeah.
once you achieve the majority of what you're going for, what's going to keep you going? And that's a really hard answer
Well,
or hard question to answer.
and
In
I
my
feel
opinion.
like the game needs to scale based on what you have and what you're taking, and then also,
Sismar, thank you.
like for instance, if you're rolling out in 4 atlases, the game the missions themselves need to be dynamic to where
Yes.
there's a time and
Oh,
place.
this guy has 4 atlases. Let's really throw some shit at him.
Or like, okay, yes, there's a time and place for that, but also the fact of if you're running all the top, like there needs to be strategies to where it puts you. There's a strong possibility that you go into this situation and
Permaloss.
you can lose. Well, the cool thing is when you start up a campaign, you can select like Iron Man and different settings, like how many parts too. That was another thing. Parts for mechs was way too easy. And then you can select like 5, 6, 7, 8 or whatever, which made it really difficult, especially with the mods, because there was like 300 plus mechs out there. So you actually didn't know when the next time you were going to see that mech was, which made it really frustrating. So like doing like 5 pieces was almost impossible.
Dude, hardcore mode, Iron Man mode, all those things, to me, that's where game playing is at. I feel like absolutely games can get too easy. And the games that, if I look back on the last 20 years, the games that I've enjoyed absolutely the most are the most difficult games, the most hardcore, the most brutal, the ones that have the biggest, consequences for your actions or whatever.
Quitting.
Absolutely, but it's that's what makes it fun. When a game gets too easy, boom, it's dead.
But you say
Like,
that, but
yeah.
we also recognize that sometimes people don't like that.
No,
right?
again, everything I talk about is 100% from my own perspective. There's people out there that absolutely love Diablo, and that's totally fine. But I'm just saying, for my game style, I love EVE Online.
You like depth. You like depth and risk.
And difficulty. The original DayZ mod, that was one of the best things about it. It was so hard, and such major consequences and stuff. Again, that's just my style. That's what I enjoy more. That's what can keep me engaged longer because it doesn't get easy. Like there's console games where you fucking figure out a cheat code or something like that. God mode, boom, destroys the game for me. Anything like that just literally kills a game. I don't like holding hand, a game that holds your hand or makes it too easy. That just is boring as shit for me.
So going back to BattleTech, the game, what I think some of the things we're talking about, I think can be done with this quirk sort of class role system. And that's sort of where I apply into it. Like the Atlas would be like a brawler, right? You could make the dragon be a brawler, and maybe it gets characteristics that it does really well in those circumstances, and it can shine. And I think if you do that, then it can outshine certain things that can do it, other things. So anyways, it's like the Centurion became better than the Trebuchet or the other mechs because it had the tonnage, it had a low engine cap, right? So you could just put up a bunch of LRM 15s and you could do really well. Also the knockdown mechanic I didn't really like. What I want to do is I want to play the game 100% vanilla stock and see the changes that they've made and go from there, because playing Rogue Tech, it was a completely different experience. There was things I really liked about it, but then there was things I didn't. I will say Rogue Tech, a lot of the UI stuff and changes that they made, I really wish they do that. Also
Incorporated into the game.
Yeah, and one kicker here is they say official mod support for local mod support. We don't know what that defines. We don't know what that means. We don't know if it means hey, we're opening everything up to you. We don't know. So if they make it very easy to access, so people don't have to like backdoor and all this and blah blah blah, I think it's going to explode the mod scene even more, and which is a good thing, I think. And but yeah, there's that. And of course with Mech 5, one of the things that we're hoping is We don't know when the tools or stuff are going to be released, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just, for Mech and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, nothing crazy new. We do have news from Catalyst Game Labs for the battletech Kickstarter, and that was the Inner Sphere Battle Lance artwork, and that includes the Warhammer.
Fuck yes.
The Rifleman, the Phoenix.
I'm in my happy space.
And the Wasp.
All good mechs, all primo wonderful Inner Sphere mechs. Yeah. And we won't bring up the fact that I didn't recognize the champion yesterday.
I'm just saying.
Shut up. Yeah, man, those are great. It's fun seeing the artwork. It's fun seeing the battletech franchise being able to embrace those mechs again. Man, I love it.
What's funny is like that sort of Warhammer and the Rifleman, we've already seen from him. It's right behind me, right there. Like that moonscape, that's Shimmering Swords artwork, right? So it's cool to see it, come to life. Yeah. So
for sure, man.
Yeah. And of course, seeing basically the 3D renders.
It's beautiful.
All right. Just spreading that word. But yeah, guys, we're impatiently waiting. We're looking forward to, I know Russ mentioned beginning November, we'd start seeing stuff. We're waiting as well. We don't know what that's going to entail.
Russ tweeted out something about tank mode, and I got all excited. I'm like, what is he saying? Is this something that's going in Mechwarrior? It was, of course, a hockey reference, but anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
We're so waiting for this, man.
It's like... It goes back to that 2009 trailer for me.
I know, yeah.
With the Warhammer.
Tease. Do you have blue balls?
Just.
It has been the long tease, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so we're right there with you guys. We're excited to see when it comes out. I don't know, man. I mean, we're 13 days out. I mean, that's less than 2 weeks from the demo. So, I mean, whatever. I don't know. I mean.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll be here. We will broadcast everything out and share with you guys and play with you guys. We're totally looking forward to it. We are absolutely right around the corner, regardless of what happens in the next week or a certain amount of days.
Two weeks.
We're very close to the beta demo, whatever, and then we are very close to release. So whatever's happening, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm sorry, coding. Looks like my drop frames. It's cooled down.
We're having some technical difficulties, but anyway, this podcast will be up as always on YouTube and SoundCloud if you have issues with the stream.
I think it might just be that cause we've had some pretty crazy temps around the U.S., so maybe it's just some frozen lines. It's
our we are number one infrastructure.
Crumbling infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
I got in a big old argument with my two younger brothers this morning about politics.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's brother versus brother, man.
But see, the problem is you're arguing.
Well, no, just heavy debates. I love my brothers and they love me, but it got pretty heated.
Yeah.
I keep going for coffee and I'm out.
Were you like that meme with that lady yelling at the cat?
I haven't seen that one.
Oh my gosh, it's great. Yeah, a series of tubes of frozen. Yeah.
Probably.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm like hanging on because like someone had just posted on our forums. They posted in the Mechwarrior section. They created this tool to where you can extract the basically like the sprite sheets and stuff from Mechwarrior, the original.
Right.
And so I'm trying to get it to work. It's not working. I think I'm missing something here. And then I'm thinking I'd seen that person basically recreating using the original assets in Unity. Then gets my mind going like, hey, can I do that? And then the whole idea about Mech Commander with Mechwarrior 5 coming out was it's already done. You don't have to recreate anything as far as like 99.9% of the stuff. So it's like, well, for the next 2 weeks, am I doing anything? Can I just dive into it anyways? I don't know. There's something.
Speaking of the Mandalorian, going back to that, Bike Man tweeted out something pretty funny this morning that said, because I just looked at Twitter and saw him. He would like a Star Wars show that basically is Jabba's palace way before episodes 4, 5, and 6. You know, when it was in full swing and
Yeah.
crazy. And he mentioned, you know, something like Peaky Blinders, but in the Star Wars universe. But anyway,
Have you watched that?
No, I haven't. That's another one
Oh,
that's
it's
on my
so
list.
good.
Yeah, but he was referencing that.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought of you.
Yeah, it's a good. I think.
All right, let's wrap this up, man. We've been going a long time.
What?
What?
What are you talking about? You crazy, man. Anyways, guys, just want to say thank you again for coming out here and letting us talk and rant, and maybe this got you through your day. I just want to say thank you again for listening and or watching live. This podcast, of course, is supported by you, the viewer and or listener, or both. If you want to support us, consider supporting us in a variety of ways. You can subscribe to this Twitch channel. We've got a link down below. You can become one of our patrons over at Patreon. You can check out some of our merch on our store. And then one of the biggest things, as I smack the mic, is our Amazon affiliate link. If you're going to be upgrading, I know there's a lot of stuff coming out. Ryzen, the next Threadripper is going to be coming out soon. The new graphics card. I mean, whatever you're going to be doing, if you use our affiliate link, again, in chat and or down below, it'll be in the description. We get kickbacks when you guys use this. We get no personal information. But yeah, we'd greatly appreciate that, whether you're buying a new motherboard or RAM or video card, or guess what? Maybe you're just buying stuff for your kids or your dogs or your kid dogs or your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, whoever or whatever. Or maybe you're just buying something for you because you deserve it. Use our affiliate link. We'd appreciate it. Thank you, MacBro.
Also, be sure to check out our website at NoGutsNoGalaxy.net. Check us out on Twitch at NGNGTV, YouTube at NoGutsNoGalaxy TV, Twitter at NoGutsNoGalaxy, Facebook at NoGutsNoGalaxy Podcasts, SoundCloud at NoGutsNoGalaxy, and for all the latest and greatest in mech porn t-shirts and mugs, be sure to check us out at NoGutsNoGalaxyStore.com.
Hey, can you do that again? I don't think we heard you.
No.
This was your local No Guts, No Galaxy Mechwarrior podcast. Signing off for tonight. This is Phil.
And this is Daeron.
Until next time, Mech Warriors. Bam. You've grown up so much.